Hey mamas, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to finally be getting this long form content video out for you. It's been a while. I'm getting a little bit better about being more consistent, so pat on the back. But this is about basically 10 habits that I have implemented throughout my life, my 50 years, to stay more youthful looking and just try to ward off stress. And believe me, I have anything but an easy life. My life is very challenging. There's a lot of things that, I don't share publicly, but I'm going through. But these are just things that have helped me along my journey that kind of keep me youthful, keep me fit, keep my mind right when things are really not going well, which can be often sometimes, especially you got the world and you got your personal life and you're juggling all these different things and it can get a little wild. So basically, the first thing is I have worked on not starting my day off with a mindless scroll. And also, if I am online, I'm specifically looking for things to inspire me, make me see the world differently, or to motivate me. If it's anything else, if it's kind of funny cat videos or some random thing that I don't really care about, but I just happen upon it, that's not something that I consume my time with anymore. Once you get to a certain age, 50, you realize that your time is your only asset, really, like in life, because that's all we really have to get everything done. We have time. So, and our time is so valuable. And, if you have family, if you have work, if you have all these other things, it can be very challenging to find the time, and the time gets taken from you and some things are good. You want to be with your children, you want to spend time with your children, but some things are not as great, like having to work. And yeah, you're grateful that you have work, but it's not fun. So those things take your time. And so you learn that your time is your most valuable asset. That's number one. So scrolling can be a waste of time. The other thing that I don't do, and it also can be really bad in a sense of like comparing, and especially like me being a content creator, comparing myself to other content creators and then trying to measure myself up against them and then seeing, faults in mine because I haven't been doing it as long. And it's just a bad way to start your day. And it can turn you into a negative trajectory, especially with everything that's going on in the world. There's so many things, and I'm not saying be uninformed, be informed, but just do it quickly. Don't get into the scroll, because the scroll will take you down, and it literally can take down an entire day of productiveness, especially if you have a day off. I almost fell into it today, so be very careful with that. The second thing is to plan your workouts. I find this to be a lifesaver the day before. If I am just going and randomly doing something, I'll either not do the workout and I'll avoid the workout altogether, or I will I will just not do it, or I will do something that really doesn't serve me and it's really not a workout worth doing. Or I'll get lazy and I'll do like maybe a not so good workout, have good apparel. Like it's hard, right now the economy is really hard. It's hard to get new outfits and feel good. I know I struggle with that, but something that's really helped me along my journey is being able to get cute workout outfits. Something about putting on that workout outfit and it's fresh and it's clean and you feel fresh and clean and motivated. Something about it just triggers something in your mind to where you want to feel good in that outfit. You want to look your very best in that outfit and feel it exactly the way it needs to look on your body. I don't know. For me, I use that as a kind of a trick. Like if I look good in this, I'm going to work harder so I can get another one, like kind of like a game with myself in terms of deserving certain things. And I think for me, that really helps. And along with planning the workout and knowing what you're going to be doing in that workout every day. So, and when I went to the gym, when I was going to the gym more regularly, I did have usually a plan. Like I might, scroll things that motivate me, like IG workouts or Pinterest workouts or, YouTube workouts, where I would look for people that I really thought seemed like they knew what they were doing. They were fit. They seemed like they had it together. And So I would follow those to kind of motivate me before I went to the gym. And it worked. I went to the gym regularly for like back in 2019, every single day at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, all the things that happened after 2019 made it more difficult to go consistently, but I still went. Even when there was a break in COVID, I was still trying to go and be consistent. But I went through quite a lot of personal things at that time. So it was hard to, stay consistent throughout. Financial, hard to keep a gym membership. Now my problem with a gym membership is I don't live near a gym and I don't have a car. So that makes it really tricky for me to kind of go to a gym like on a consistent, regular basis. So that's why I started, Busy AF Moms, workout at home, because I wanted something, I wanted something I could share, but also for myself too. The other thing is you want to set all your goals in advance. So whatever your goals are, whether it's fitness or, your fitness goals and other goals, you want to have a game plan for all of those and set them, up, prior to whenever you're planning on starting them. So you don't want to wait too long to, get your goals rolling. I think the big problem today is everybody fears judgment. Everybody fears, what other people will think. And then and they also aren't necessarily that motivated. They find excuses not to do things, So they end up not doing anything. They end up just, putting it on the back burner and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it never happens. So I think that is something that definitely needs to be part of the agenda when you are trying to, maintain your youth and stay on a path, because the stuff just doesn't happen by accident. You have to actually really invest. The fourth thing is being, and this is like an obvious one, but being mindful of what you're putting in your body. I mean, we can't go through our whole lives eating like we did when we were 25. It's just not reasonable to think that you can eat the same foods and have the same type of metabolism you had even in your 30s when you're 50 and you're female. You just can't. I mean, I know it doesn't sound fair, but if you want to look a certain way and have a certain vibrancy and stay youthful longer, you can't. And for me, that's a tricky one. I'm not going to lie. Like sometimes I struggle with, because I have young kids. I had kids late, and sometimes I want to have coffee. I want to have, things that I don't think I should be having it on a regular basis anymore. I really don't. I think coffee was a crutch, and I used it a lot when I was younger to power through things that I didn't want to do. And I'm still sometimes doing things I don't want to do, but I think that coffee can be a real crutch after a while, and it's not the best for your staying youthful. So definitely you want to cut things that are just bad habits, things that aren't good for you, or just cut down quite a bit if you can when you age, and if you want to age gracefully and naturally. So that's one of the things that just knowing, eating clean, eating a good diet, just common sense. You can't eat crap. You can't be eating candies and cookies and cakes like you did when you were young, living on caffeine, and expect to stay lean going through perimenopause. It ain't gonna work. I mean, this is common sense. Menopause too, you can't do all that. So those are things you gotta cut. And then number 5 is not sleep. I was gonna say something else, but I changed it to sleep, because I feel like sleep is, oh my gosh, it is one of the most valuable things we can have. Like, it's the time where your body regenerates. It's a time where your body catches up to what you've done. So if you worked out the day before, your body can catch up, and then you get the results the next day. I mean, how great is our bodies that we literally get a result from hard work the next day if we're really paying attention. Sleep is everything. And this one I struggle with, because I do sleep. I do get 6 to 8 hours, but I don't take naps. And I do think that when you hit middle age, you should probably be comfortable with taking a little nap. I'm not talking like 2 hours, scrolling in bed on your phone. That is not a nap. I'm talking about a full-blown take a break, turn off the lights, take a 20-minute nap or 15 to 20-minute nap, depending on your day and what you have going on. I think a power nap is like a miracle worker. You wake up, it's like you didn't really lose much day as long as you take it kind of early. You get up, and then you're regenerated to do more. And that is the great thing about a nap. I do feel guilty about taking naps for some reason, but that is just the awesome thing. When I do take a nap, it is the most amazing results. And I really get a real day out of that. So, because I have more energy to give after that versus me just trying to do everything and not take a little breather in the middle, or near the end. It's okay. It's okay. And I know how us women are. We get in a roll and we're just like, do. We got all this stuff to do. And then we got to get back to our kids. And then we got to answer this and that and do this and go over bills and do. I understand. Trust me. I'm doing it all the time to myself every day. I got laundry to fold tonight and do I do the video or do I fold laundry? And to me, I felt like the video was my value and my time was worth the video because no one's going to care about your folded laundry. I mean, you care, but the world doesn't care about your laundry being folded. So making sure that you allot that time, making sure that you're mindful of your time. It all goes back to time too. So the next thing is not getting stuck in a fitness rut. So when I say fitness rut is if you've been doing the same exercise routine for 40 years or something like that, maybe, and you're not seeing any results or you're just getting really bored with the whole thing. And that's a major exaggeration, but you know what I mean. If you're doing the same thing for years and years and years, and you wonder why it's no longer fulfilling, it's because you're doing the same thing for years and years and years. You have to switch it up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, and not only expecting a different result, but actually expecting a different emotional result, feeling excited about it. It's like chocolate cake is good once in a while, but if you have it all the time, it doesn't have the same effect. It's not a treat anymore. It's a way of life, and it's just not fun after a while, So changing up your fitness routine is very, very crucial to having success, especially when staying youthful in your 50s. You want to, because, our lives are running short, right? Basically, I'm just keeping it 100, but we're running out of time. So we don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again and get stuck in a rut. And because I feel like that has a lot to do with us stuck with our weight or stuck with our emotional state or all of the above. So getting out of that rut, changing it up is so much more exciting. I like to do a little bit of weightlifting when I can get to a gym. Then I like to go back to Pilates. I like to go for a walk. Today I jumped on my trampoline. I have a little trampoline. I jumped on my trampoline. Just anything where I'm not doing the same freaking thing forever. For a consistent amount of time, yes, but where you see real results. But when you're just doing the same thing after you've reached the results and you're still doing that same workout year in and year out, no, don't do that. Change it up. It makes life more exciting in general. And you can always go back to that thing if you find that the new thing isn't really working for you. But change it up. Try different routines. Try different workout things. And I see that across the internet now. People are doing that more and more, especially the new generation. They are not like the older generation where we kind of stuck to the same style. They're changing up. They're doing Orange Theory Fitness one week, then they're going and they're doing hot yoga the next. And, a couple weeks ago, I tried Hot Works and it was so much fun and I'd never done it before. And I just felt renewed with my fitness. And that's another thing. Mentally, it resets you to be back in the groove of doing your fitness on a regular basis. So that's something I really love. The other thing is kind of goes back to I think it was number 4, is just eating light. We've been taught in this society, especially in America, that you feed yourself, you just stuff yourself. You stuff yourself full, clean your plate, all that stuff. Eat till you're completely stuffed and satiated. That's, in America, is considered health, nutrition, whatever. And that's just incorrect thinking, in my opinion. I find that small little meals throughout the day with the right amount of stuff in them, protein, carbs, all your micronutrients, everything like that. And I can break that all down in another video. There's so many videos on this stuff across the board. But just having that stuff set aside and knowing what you're going to eat every day, prepping your meals, that's also another great thing. But just, having a game plan and knowing that these little small meals will break up and they will literally be so much more fulfilling in the long run, because you're not feeling low energy, you're not feeling stuffed, you're not feeling I just can't, eat one big meal and then you're done. Even if you're a lifter, I don't think when you get older, you need all that food. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was a lifter. I lifted really heavy weights in 2019, and I ate more. I definitely ate more, but I didn't gorge out. I didn't have like thousands and thousands of calories like they, show on these influencers. I think that that's just a way to get views and exaggerate the process, and nobody needs to eat like, gorge themselves on stuff. So as long as you're, full, and you kind of put back what you lost during the workout, and you're not starving, you're not in starvation mode, you're okay. Like, you don't have to pig out. So that's another thing. Also, I think it's really hard on your liver, your pancreas, your digestive system when you are eating so much and the intake is so bulky and there's so much, and also having to process all of that. So for me, that's another thing in your 50s that you really have to watch, I think. The other thing is staying organized. So basically, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and that is so freaking true on every level. And we're all guilty of getting a little sloppy from here now and then, or collecting too much crap and having to figure out how to get rid of it and downsize. That's another thing, minimalism. But it is your mind. It's literally a projection. So everything that is in your life that's just crazy and out of control is a projection of what's going on inside. So you want to make sure that you don't have to be OCD. I'm a little bit OCD, but you don't have to be OCD about cleaning and organization, but you do have to be mindful. And if you feel like things are getting out of control and you're just looking at shit and you don't even want to deal with it because it's too much, you're at the tipping point. You're at the point where you need to dial it back. You need help. You need help getting organized. You need somebody to get in there and help you. So that takes away the stress in your life and also keeps you very youthful, especially if you have a family and other people to attend to. And it can be overwhelming as a woman, especially if you're a single woman, single mom, blah, blah, blah. You are going to feel very overwhelmed by all this stuff. So, maybe don't need all the stuff, pare down, and, stay organized. That will help you stay youthful and stress-free. The other thing is treating yourself. So I think we tend to, look at our bills like I did today, look at our bills and be like, no, I can't afford this. I can't afford this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And then we just deprive ourselves and we're like suffering inside. We really want those things, but we're like, just like, oh man, I'll never probably be able to get these basic things, and you can't do that either. You have to make sure that you, get the things you need, because we all need things. Like, we're human beings. We need shirts on our back. We need things. So treat yourself a little bit. I'm not saying go off the deep end and charge up all your cards and go crazy. Try to have a little bit of discernment, a little bit of self-control, and just get maybe make a list and pick the very specific things that would make you feel a little bit better. And I think every woman needs that little boost every time. Just going back to the outfits, I think that stuff makes all the difference in your mindset, because everything starts in the mind. Everything's a projection. Everything starts in the mind, and what we see our bodies looking like, it has a direct connection to everything else on the outside. So our mind. So being organized. The next thing is, and treating yourself. And the next thing is being present. Finally, number 10 is just being present in the moment. We tend to be completely scattered. We tend to be, especially in this day and age, we're scrolling, we're on our laptop, we're eating, we're, trying to exercise while we're doing all this other stuff, or dreaming about exercise, or not motivated to exercise, or, screaming at our kids or whatever, or trying to talk to our kids while we're doing all these multitasks at the same time. And the truth is, you really can't multitask. There's no such thing as multitasking. The professionals found out. You're actually doing yourself a disservice, because you are basically not by being focused on multiple things. You can't hone in and fine tune one thing and make that one thing the best it can be. And so everything loses a little bit. You lose a little bit of, that precious moment with your child. You lose a bit of whatever you were doing on the computer. You lose a little bit of the movie you were trying to watch while you were on your phone. And in this world of, digital everywhere, cameras are screens in our faces, it can become completely overwhelming. I get it. And it's also very habit forming, a bad habit. of just doing this and not being mindful and not being present. And man, if you could just be present in each moment in this day and age, you are winning, because it is an ADHD world and everybody's got it. So people have an attention span of like 2 seconds. That's why I do shorts all the time, you know? But if you can hone in and you can focus on one thing at a time and really focus on it, like intently with your mind in it and not everywhere else. Even we get in our own minds while we're doing all this other stuff, then we're in our minds too. No wonder we're a bunch of basket cases, and then everybody's on caffeine and speedy and everything. And it just gets crazy, you know, and then we don't really get anything accomplished that we wanted. It always ends up being less than what we want. And then we wonder, why is it so lame? And it's because you were doing like 800 different things at the same time and you weren't really giving your all to anything. So you can't do that. So that, on that note, those are the things that really have, you know, kept me youthful, especially in the last couple years. I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of doing some of those things in the bad way. The bad habits like scrolling and being on my laptop and juggling too many things at once, I am. But I will say that you can always reset. You're a functioning human who has clarity and thought and can always be better and do better. So never give up on yourself. This journey goes on forever, and I'm 50 and I'm a testament to that. And I hope that you guys have been enjoying my shorts. I'm going to be doing a long form workout too here coming up, Wall Pilates long form. But I really hope you guys have been enjoying that. And I am just enjoying so much bringing these videos, and I just can't wait to make this a full-time gig. So please support, please, check out my bio. Right now, I am actually trying to win the Maxim competition for modeling of women in my age range, you know, just trying to prove that it's never too late as long as you take care of yourself and you have the right mind and attitude. Also going to my bio to purchase any type of merch would support. Also following me on, you know, this platform and others. I'm also on TikTok and IG. But I don't really post that much on IG. I'm kind of lazy about IG. I don't know. It's just a vibe. It's my thing. No shade at IG, but sometimes, I don't know. And then TikTok, you know, I'm back on. I was hacked a year ago and I was up to 10K and I'm back down to 3 something right now, but it's really discouraging, but I'm just trying to come back swinging and do better. And lastly, here on YouTube, would love to have you guys be on my platform and hang out and sub and build a community of like-minded people, women, mothers, etc., and just support each other, because I'm always on this journey. This journey never ends. That's what I also realized at 50. It never ends. So God bless. And yes, definitely looking forward to seeing you guys on my next post. Again, like, comment, share, and have a blessed day. Kisses. Bye.